Good evening, everyone. Final 45 minutes to go. Okay, and I am sure the kind of a power-packed panel that we have got here today, this is going to be, a rocking session. So I'll just set the context here. Panelists, what is the future of shopping? Having said that, uh, this is something which I had thought I'd share it with you. Today's customer is spoiled for choice. They have easy access to information, buy online, and even enjoy various visiting physical stores. However, the visit to a physical store has become a day-long experience rather than just swiping your card to make a purchase. Take the example of Hamleys or Decathlon. Both of these stores are more about experience. One focuses on children playing with toys, and the other is trying the latest sporting equipment. In fact, some customers come to the store for the experience and then make the purchase online. Some jewelry outlets have also decided to take the online route with interesting designs and discounts. With the younger generations, when the younger generation is opting to buy the gold online, which we just spoke right now, rather than visiting a physical store, and it's not only about gold, it's about most of the things that the younger generation wants to buy online. However, the question arises, what is the balance that the retailers should keep to ensure the ideal omni-channel experience? With this, I would like to throw this session open for questions. Uh, my first question is to Mohendra. And this is that, as a brand that is existing for 140 years, okay, it's 140, matlab, 1.5 century old brand almost. How do you think the shopping experience has evolved through the generations? More so, what is the future of shopping behavior for the Indian consumer? So if you can tell us succinctly what would be the current state of shopping umbrellas online, umbrellas today, and going ahead, where do you see, at least in your category?
When I joined the business, this was in 2010. I was just into college, and I was doing St. Xavier's in the morning, 6 to 10, and then into the office. So at that point in time, I used to think, who buys umbrellas? I mean, I don't need an umbrella. But then there were people who were buying umbrellas. So I wondered, what is that brings people all the way to a store to buy an umbrella? And then I realized that yes, it's a rainy state, and therefore you need umbrellas. So I asked, the first assignment that I had at that point in time was to understand the consumer behavior. In fact, that was my first project in my BCom days. তো তখন যখন আমি দেখলাম, একটা জিনিস রিয়েলাইজ করলাম যে the data that I collected and then translated that into an analysis and then took a decision, I found that the pink color was pretty attractive to women. And so I thought we should have a pink series of umbrellas. So the entire series would be pink. So I fought with my dad, with my marketing team. I said, we'll launch it. The learning was, what do you think would have happened after I launched that pink series of umbrellas? Yeah.
Bombed?
It failed drastically.
Oh.
And then I realized the data has to be supported by some sort of common sense. That it's not all women who love pink color, and therefore pink colored umbrellas may not work. So when I learned this, when we talk about data being a very important factor in not just for our product, for any product for that matter, and then I realized that how the changing trends in umbrellas. He talked about the online, the omni-channel way of selling umbrellas or any other product for that matter. Omni-channel is good, definitely, because it helps you get an overall experience of a particular product or a service or whatever. But then again, the immersive experience is vital. For any kind of thing that you touch and feel, it's important that you have a feeling right there, a hands-on experience. So I feel that the in-shop experience that an umbrella buyer has, so 300 varieties in front of you, and then you check that, and then you buy you make a informed decision. And when you're buying it online, then of course there are limitations to it. So those limitations I understand that there's this advent of metaverse where you can actually see and get the immersive experience.
Yes.
But of course, it has its limitations again.
Yeah, it has its limitation. That is digital. This is physical, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mohendra. My next question is to Subir. And Subir, in today's context for a company, it's a great challenge to balance between traditional sales versus online platforms. Similar, but see, these are the business problems, and we have got people from all the categories and leaders from all the categories who are representing them. Okay, so we would like to know what are they doing. Like Mohendra came up with the pink color, and then subsequently things happened. So how your company that is making bicycle is handling this challenge of balance between traditional sales channels versus online platforms? Same question. So भी cycle भी हम लोग online लेते हैं कि नहीं लेते? सुबीर.
Traditionally, we were selling bikes over the years through the traditional channel, that means our dealers, the shop owners, retailers, whatever name you give them. But with the onset of, I say onslaught of rather, e-commerce platforms and big discounts in the D2C channel, the traditional stores are today facing a big challenge for sustainability in the long run. So as our company, it was very hard for our make to decision how to do the balance between the two. क्या होता था कि customers used to come to the shops, test the bike, and they go online, find out wherever it is giving the lowest price, whichever platform, maybe Amazon or the company website, they buy from there. The retailer earns nothing. But in our case, especially, bicycle also need periodic service. So going away without the retailers is not always the answer. It's not like a shirt or a book when you just buy online and forget it. So we come up with a omni-channel kind of thing. And also we are building on it, that we are selling the bikes online, but it is getting delivered through our nearest shop to the customer, pin code wise. And even in some cases where their company is selling direct through platforms like Amazon, it will be going to the direct to the customer, but the dealer will be getting a fixed margin on any sale in his pin codes. Dealer means the shop, the retailer. So a designated pin code each dealer is having. So any direct sale the company is making, we are giving a fixed margin to them. In exchange that in future, when the question of service will come, the dealer will give the service. In this way, this is one of the example we are planning to do the omni-channel balance between the online and the offline retail.
So to continue the question, which I had asked in my previous fireside chat, is what is the trend that you are seeing where people are buying bicycles online?
I think it was with the growing generation wise actually. For the below up to 25 years of age, people are definitely buying online. And also I think one trend, when people try to buy say lesser price bicycles for their daily use, commuting, or just for school kid fun, they are buying online. Only by the cyclists who are specialized, who buy very expensive cycles for their riding or their racing, they go to the store and test ride and then only buy. Okay. This is one trend.
So for specialist high-end bikes, you have to visit the stores to check and
just like I think if I buy a suit for 1 lakh rupees, I'll go to the store and buy but if I buy a t-shirt, I will buy online.
Okay, so that's so again the value part comes in, and in the morning in the afternoon I had told that during COVID times we had got an example where a jewelry worth 20,000 rupees was sold. And recently we came across an example where a jewelry worth 2 lakh rupees was sold. So that can be an exception. But what Ajoyta Sen of Senco said, ke average online sales is 30 to 50,000. Similarly, what we are hearing from Subir here is that if it is a high-end cycle, then definitely the cyclist wants to go, see, touch, feel, experience, etc. Yes. Thanks, Subir, for this. I would now like to ask Kunal this question. We just spoke, Mohendra spoke about Metaverse, before that, before coming to Metaverse, is online marketplace specific to a particular area of a city? Is something which I wanted to ask you, because you are coming from a north.
Sir, I'll just correct you. My name is Subhashish. My grandfather's grandfather used to be Mohendra.
Oh, sorry. Here it's written. That's the reason I. No, good. That's why I always read the names, because here it's written Mohendra Dutt Sons. But thanks, Subhashish, for that correction. I will just write it down. Subhashish, thanks. So coming to Kunal, yeah. So Metaverse could also play a big role in retail in future. Subhashish did not touch upon it. And friends, before, how many of you know what a Metaverse is in this room? Please raise a hand. 1, 2, okay. Thanks. I will get an opportunity to do at least 20 seminars and conferences across the country just to talk about what Metaverse is. And it is something that we will, it's just, I would just leave it where it is. Way back in 60s, 70s, or somebody had spoken that, mobile aega, and at that time people had said, yeah, what is mobile, something like that way. So I'm just giving you a relative example. Similarly, like this way, it's going to be about Metaverse. So I don't know whether I should ask this question again or not, but since I have already asked this to Kunal, you can please answer this, because I think it's imperative for you to address this question. And also, before that, I would like Kunal to give a short introduction about, a very, very short introduction from where he's coming in about his business.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Kunal Mordani from Shillong. Shillong is in northeast of India, small hill state, which has now become a city. You can not call it a hill station anymore. So I come way back from there, and have been there for the past, my family has been there for the past almost 60 years. And I had joined business in the year 2000, and initially started with my father and expanded into retail and fitness and lifestyle.
Sure.
So with your question, Metaverse, to get everybody aware of what Metaverse is. So in 1992, a fiction novel was written where some kind of a concept was mentioned where people would, actually be on a 3D world, virtual world with people interacting, socializing, shopping, and, on a platform building avatars and, having an experience which Hitesh was speaking about, like an experience at Decathlon and Hamleys, where they can experience with the eyewear they wear. And it's going to be like a touch and feel, and everything is going to be very, very realistic. And the future generation is going to be there. They're going to be gaming on that, socializing on that, and shopping on that. So this is inevitable, what's coming up. And brands like Facebook and Microsoft are heavily investing into the Metaverse. So it's still on the concept phase, and it's going to take at least another 7 to 8 years. So that's why we are talking about 2030. So that's the future, and it's going to be a unified experience for the consumer, where social, gaming, and everything will be in one place. So that's in a bit, it's still in the gray, how things are going to happen, how it's going to proceed. But it's going to be the future of online. Yeah.
Future of online, mark this word, 18th November 2022 in Kolkata. future of online, we just spoke about metaverse, and a decade down the line, I am sure all of us would be doing a seminar like this on metaverse with our avatars. Okay, कैसे होगा? We all will be having this, what do you call? 3D glasses, AR, and I will be present. I'll be talking like this way, standing here, and you will also be sitting there. But definitely, you can. It will be more interactive there, real life, and that's what is already happening here in some parts of the world already. We see all the kids playing the games. Those are nothing but a part of the metaverse. So we will. So this, since we are talking about future in 2030. That is something which this topic is all about, but it's not so right now relevant still 5-7 years down the line. But many brands, in fact Kolkata brands, have already established their presence online on metaverse. A Kolkata brand, you can go, you can buy your you can experience there, get the NFTs and get it redeemed at one of their stores here. Okay, so this has already happened in Kolkata. So what we are discussing right now has already been done. Let me go to to GR Srikkanth. Srikkanth, how has the technology transformed the way shopping, especially in the food sector? We have spoken about umbrellas, the cycles. We have got Kunal from Northeast, and he spoke about metaverse. But food as a category, how has this transformed? If you can throw some light, Srikkanth.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Hitesh. Just I'll borrow what you said a little while ago. There was a movie in 1995, Clueless. The protagonist, that lady character Ima, she has a repertoire of apparels, and her docket was full of apparel. So she had a first generator computer. She prepared a database of our apparel, and she superimposed her photo, and she sees that what occasion, which dress she needs to wear. So this was in 1995, approximately 27 years ago. That was imaginary at that point in time. Now currently it's a reality. So what we are talking about 2030, what will be the future of shopping, especially in food sector? Food sector undergoing lot of changes now. Blockchain, the DLT technology is already into force, and many world leading retailers are adopting this. So what is blockchain in food technology, in food safety rather? So the moment you shop in the any particular physical store, you just scan a mango, then you can see on your mobile that from how many days it has been traveled, and what is the shelf life, what is the nutrients value, and what is the micronutrients, and how long is the shelf life, and which orchard it has come from. So the entire physiology of that fruit or any other product related to the food, it can be displayed in no time. So the current trend, if you need to go in the physical records and need to trace the traceability, it may take even a month or 2 months, because it's travel oceans, it travels miles together. So data, it's very difficult to collect. But in the terms of this technology, there's a blockchain or DLT distributed ledger technology. In a seconds, because in fact the leading world leading retailer has done a research on this, how to document this. So they have partnered with IBM Watson. So they are doing lot of research. So what the conclusion is that in a seconds you can retrieve the data, and how that consumer, it will help the consumer, especially now the consumer, after whatever the reason, consumer has become so conscious about the health, about the hygiene, about the nutrition, so he can make an informed choice. So going forward in the food sector, especially in the food and grocery retail, in the food area, the technology plays a very important role for the consumer to make an informed decisions.
Thanks, Srikkanth. Before I go to Nabangkur, I would like to ask Rajib, how has the consumer behavior changed? Rajib is from Max Fashion Landmark Group. So how do you see the change in the consumer behavior, Rajib?
See, the consumer behavior has changed a lot over the years. If you want to know actually how the consumer behavior has changed, you have to look into your house. where you have a millennial, a Gen Z, my son, who is already into Metaverse. There's a game called Among Us. He is playing it. While we are discussing Metaverse, he is already into Metaverse.
Yes.
So that is the speed in which the consumer, the choice and the preference is changing. So now these consumers, the millennials, the Gen Z, how do we bring them to our store? How do we make them buy our product when their attention span is so less? Okay, you must have seen, most of you who have got young children in your house, the attention span is far lesser than what it was when we were kids. So how do we engage them? So that was the most important question which everybody sought answer to. Was it online? Was it offline? So the answer which came out initially was omni-channel. Omni-channel is something which has come from multi-channel, but multi-channel is a concept where products were put as a hero. The product first. Omni-channel keeps the customer in mind, the customer as the hero. The omni-channel speaks about all the moments of truth, the zero moment of truth, zero moti, which is basically when the customer starts, looking for a product which he wants, goes through the internet, tries to, see what product will suit him, to the first moment of truth, FMOT, when the customer makes a choice and goes to the store and buys the product, to the SMOT, when the customer has made the purchase and has gone out of the store. So omni-channel blends seamlessly all three concepts. So omni-channel came in, much before. So obviously now it has been taken to the next level. We are seeing augmented reality, which is the first step to Metaverse, which is coming into omni-channel.
Yes.
Which is first, I think used by Lenskart, where they have made a product, customer wear a product and see his face, how he looks. That is the immediate future of, I'll talk about, the customer choice or preference. Okay. Having said that, omni-channel has a long way to go in India. Okay, Max and Landmark Group is one of the pioneers in Indian retail to start omni-channel. We have two very, very strong concepts, which is basically which forms the basis of omni-channel. And this I want to tell everybody. In order to set up an omni-channel atmosphere or environment, you have to first place the entire inventory of your entire company, whether it is in store, whether it is in warehouse, whether it is in in the transit, at one single window. Then only you can achieve a correct omni-channel. So that is the first step we had done, Landmark Group had done, which is single view inventory. That was the first thing we have done. So that customers can buy from the entire stocks available in India. And then we have brought that to customer through something called the endless aisle. If you go to any Mac store or any lifestyle store, which is also our group company, you will see that there is a kiosk wherein you can browse and get products or the SKUs which are not available in the store. Or maybe you like a product, you are not finding the size. So basically, you go in that kiosk, you type in, and basically the size and the product reaches you within 2 working days. Because that is the window to the entire stock we have in entire India. So these two have really, really helped us in establishing our omni-channel play very, very strongly. And believe me, omni-channel is of course the future, which is already here. And Harvard research says that customers who are engaged through omni-channel, especially the millennials and the Gen Z, they are engaged, and it is 75% more likely that they will go to your offline store. That is why, as we are, as Max is making its online presence, strengthening its online presence, the online players are strengthening the offline presence.
Absolutely.
Because both are necessary and both will remain. Absolutely. But what will bind these two is a seamless omni-channel, experience, which will only improve over time, which will, from an endless aisle and SVI, will go to augmented reality and ultimately to the Metaverse. But Metaverse, as we speak, is already here. I don't know, Squid Game, how many people have seen? There is also a part of a Metaverse. Okay, so technology is causing disruption, and how fast we react to that is very important to ensure how we survive in this field right now.
Thanks, Rajib. That was very, very insightful. Nabangkur, how has the customer and the consumer behavior changed as per your lens from Reliance Digital perspective?
Yeah, I think many things has changed over the time in customer behavior. So in our kind of industry, what we say as CDIT industry, which is consumer durable and IT industry. So this pandemic has played a major role in a lot of paced up the behavior that was not seen 2-3 years back. And now we have the whole world into our hand. So in Reliance per se, we say that Karlo Dunia Muthi mein. So now within a device of only 2 inch by 4 inch, we have all the information at our hand. So nowadays when a customer goes to a store, he is more informed, he is more knowledgeable, and he thinks that he is more informed. I think that I am more informed, I know what I need to purchase, I know what I really need. So that's one change which has happened in customer behavior. And also I would say that, as Mr. Rajib has said, that instant gratification or instantly is what customers are looking now. So as far our stores are concerned, in consumer durable, we sell these refrigerator, televisions. So we used to deliver within 1 day or within 2 days, maybe a few years back. Now customer comes in and say that, I want this TV, I want this now. Because I decided to have these programs view in my bedroom just now. After 2 hours my movie starts. So that's how the whole perception of consumerism, whole behavior of consumerism is changing. So we need to also have that kind of change, and we have also done that as far as our stores are concerned, although it is kind of related to omni-channel. But for example, if you go to our RelianceDigital.in, you can get any product delivered within 3 hours sitting at your home. So that's the fastest than any other retailer in India. Even we beat Amazon or Flipkart with this delivery timing.
So if I come to your store, you will deliver it within 3 hours if I buy a purchase?
Yes, okay. But we have a cutoff because
that is fine.
Yeah. So
all terms and conditions apply. Yeah. But then this again, it's a very good.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah. Excellent. Interesting. Yeah. That's a good initiative, innovation.
Yeah.
With this, I would like to ask Prashant about his viewpoints. And you can also give a brief introduction about you, Prashant, before we go ahead.
Hi. First of all, thank you, Kolkata Retail Summit. So this is first time we from Chhattisgarh are coming here and representing ourselves. So this is Prashant Mantri from Shri Shivam Attires Pvt Ltd. We are majorly into garment retailing, and that too anchored into wedding garments. So we sell all your sherwanis and lehengas, and we have that carnival going on recently in our stores right now. So as far as everybody is saying, so everybody is focused in technology about future of shopping. So I think I am not worried about technologies. So I'll say rather I'll wait for technologies, because if we start as a retailer or anybody with a commercial mindset, if we start early, it's very costly. So if you get into technology about metaverse or omnipresence or anything that you go into, if you start very early, it's too costly to get into it. So it will not make a commercial sense out of it. So when it's easily available, it becomes cheaper, and it's then logical to have that into your plan of systems and to get into it. But interestingly, Rajiv, when once took a point wherein he introduced that Harvard Business Review said something. So also coming from that Harvard Business Reviews, there was one point wherein they say that customer satisfaction index for online shopping is better than offline shopping. So we need to worry about that also. So in case if customers are getting satisfied more in online, then how can you say that your future is secure? So we are making mistakes over there. So we need to improvise. So some veteran from this industry only, who are my friends, they had this thing that what is the newness that you are giving to customers? If you're not giving them excitement, you are not giving them something interesting to come to your store, how are they going to come? So why, in their words only, Harvard Business Review words only, why cannot shopping be very entertaining, emotionally engaging, fun, and something that people look for and then come to your place? So if you have to improvise and you want to create a future of shopping and probably a future for your organization, then we need to work on ourselves rather than looking at somebody else doing their job better or not. So waiting for technology, we can definitely wait, and every technology has a right time for every company to come into. Rather, we should focus on how we should use this technology to improve our efficiencies, our performances, our profits, and everything like that.
Thanks, Prashant. That was good, and thanks for coming from Chhattisgarh. We have got a full Northeast and full East India representation here today throughout the Kolkata Retail Summit. Last but not the least, Tarini ji, who is the regional head for Ecom Express. Uh, Before future, if you can tell me, because ecom is everything is online and then ecom and stuff like that, what is the current state where do you see is the current state of e-commerce e-tailing in India? And related to that only, you can tell us where the future of e-tailing business is in India.
Good evening, all. First of all, let me tell you that we are a very important connect between the buyers and the manufacturer and the sellers. We are connecting the dot. We are connecting the dot all across the country. So I've seen this industry from the day one, the express industry as well as this e-tail, online business, we call it e-tail, not retail, e-tail. So I have seen this e-tail from the very first day. And it was from the 1 or 2 shipments when the Flipkart came into this country, and Naptol they started, Home Shop 18 has started, then I have seen this thing. The numbers were very, very few. The challenges were very, very high. The reach was not there. And we started, as an organization, we started developing this. And today, if today Amazon is growing or Flipkart is growing, or all our sellers, we have 1 lakh sellers in our, as a customer. You can come directly and send shipments not only through the Amazon or the Flipkart or Nykaa. You can come directly to us and ship this. We do the order management, we do the inventory management, we do the warehousing management, and we do the delivery also. Now, what I've seen is that, at that point of time, probably the 0.02% was there. The share of e-tail or out of retail. Today, after 10 years, it is just 4%. And the developed country, if you go and see the United States, you see China also, you see Japan also, they are anything between 30 to 63% is the online business. So everybody here today in the evening, I was sitting here listening to the people, they were talking about whether we should go or we should not go. I think there's no other options. Everybody has to go online over the period of time. And the ecosystem which we have created today is something will support. We service 95% of the country's population. I can reach their doorstep and do the delivery there. I have 27,000 pin codes we handle in the country, entire pin code. We have 275 offices, and this is all to facilitate you. So what I see, if today we are at 4%, the country is at 4%, and I see by 2030, it will be anything between 30 to 40%. Today I'm handling 15 lakh shipments a day. That time I have to handle 2 crore shipments a day. And this is going to be produced by you, and there'll be buyer there. That is all I have to say. And
excellent, Tarini ji. I will ask a subsequent question to this, but this is something which I am not able to comprehend. Today you are handling 15 lakh shipments per day. And by 2030, that is Vision 30, that is what our topic is, you will be handling 2 crore shipments per day.
Alone. In our ecosystem, we have got, my competitors are also there.
Oh, so this is the prediction only of Ecom Express.
Ecom Express.
And can you just tell me what is the reason from 15 lakhs today, in 7 years it will be 2 crores. So into how many times growth? So what's the reason that you will be handling so much?
You see, the annual growth rate even today is anything between 26 to 30%.
Okay.
Anything between 26 to 30%. So that will make you around 2 crore shipment for me only. So and the ecosystem is growing. If the ecosystem is growing at our ecosystem, what I mean to say, retail ecosystem, online ecosystem is going anything between 26 to 30%. And it is likely to go for another 10 years, minimum.
Minimum 10 years. So just tell me, in this 15 lakhs, and this is just an example with one of the players, how many of your shipments are there? If it is not there, then you are already missing the bus. But by 2030, 32 crore shipments per day.
Yes, sir.
Sir, per day. So, आप आज अगर नहीं जागोगे तो कब जागोगे? And all of you are awake. That's not the point. The point here is about the tech, what these esteemed panelists are talking about, especially what Prashant also spoke about. How can you use technology to improve yourself and be a part of that 2 crore per day delivery of just Ecom Express? With this, since we have, yeah, please.
Hello. I would just add to what Prashant was saying, where technology is expensive, and what we came up with and what we are thinking of is like tier 2, tier 3 cities where we as retailers have limited stores, 2, 3, 4. What we make is a marketplace of ourselves, like a parkstreet.com.
Okay.
So people, divide the cost on that of developing the marketplace. The marketing cost gets divided, and we get in partner like with Ecom Express, and start that delivery system where the integration can happen at the store level, like Max is doing, where the stock or inventory is synced with the channel, omni-channel, the online channel, and it is getting sold simultaneously at both the places. And in our cities, in small cities, we can give them trials of, say, five garments. So they avoid the traffic, they avoid everything, and we are there present on the online as well as the brick and mortar channel. So I think that's the way to cut the cost on the technology and move with the time, and that will make it easier. Yeah.
Yep. Mr. Kunal, we have these options. We have given it to some of these, health product, this thing. They come and store their things. They come and collect it from there.
Okay. Really sorry.
Yeah. Prashant. Yeah.
I'm just adding to it. So my point was not about e-commerce. E-commerce, I know that time has already come and we all need to be there.
Yeah.
So the point was not that. Point was that everybody was talking about technology like Metaverse, avatars and things like that. So as in to go to the next level of technology, going to next level of technology, being there at selling yourself at Metaverse and things like that. I said, I don't need to worry about that right now. Time will come, and when time will come, we can definitely jump into that bus when there will be more and more service provider for that. And then there will be a competitive pricing to it. So we need to make money out of it, no?
Sure.
So
it's a factor of which player, which category, which time, which region, how they are placed, something like that way. And so there is one, I just forgot the name. There is one online shopping for mithai, and they source mithai from anywhere across the country. So if I want something from Pondicherry or Chennai, or if I want something from Kashmir, or for that matter Meghalaya or Rajasthan, they will source that mithai and deliver it at your doorstep in Mumbai or anywhere across the country. So this is also something which is there. Exactly what Rajib, what Kunal was also telling about creating marketplaces within themselves is something which also is an interesting topic, because all this is what we are talking is future of shopping. See, there can be only 1, 2 or 3 platforms. Okay, now how many Amazons can be there and how many Flipkarts can be there? Okay, but then what about the rest of the country, rest of the world? So this is where it is. With this, since we have got hardly some time left, I want each of our panelists to conclude and talk about 2 things, particularly in their category, how they are seeing the future, like what would be the ratio, between physical and digital. And this is just a hypothetical, just an estimate. It's not hypothetical number, but it's just a guesstimate kind of a thing. For umbrellas, I see by 2030, it will be 50% online, 50% offline. This is one. And second, what is the most important criteria for you to succeed in 2030? My request is, since it's almost 9, I would request all of you to just give words. For example, if I have to answer in my business, 2030 online and offline would be, let's say, 70% is offline and 30 would be online. That's what I would say. And the single most factor or 2 factors that will be impactful for me would be, let's say, innovation and technology. I'm just giving you hypothetical words. So we start with Subhashish, and then we'll take it ahead from there.
I would love it if it was 70% online and 30% offline.
Okay.
That's how it will be,
Okay.
because nobody would go out to buy one umbrella.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what are the 1 or 2 factors which you feel, only words, which will be critical for success?
Critical for success. I think embracing technology is something which
Okay.
is very critical for small businesses, because big businesses can always afford new technologies.
Yes.
And so if you don't embrace new technologies faster, probably we'll
Only
be
the words,
succumbing
yeah.
to, yeah.
Yeah, only the words, technology. Yeah, Rajib.
Okay, for me, the future success depends on how well we penetrate into the deeper markets, the tier 3 and the tier 4s of India. Because where there lies Bharat, which is slightly different from what India is. That is one, which is a success factor. I would still feel that offline will be 70% and online will be 30%.
Okay. So 70-30. Okay. Next, Shrikantji.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. This online with 30 and offline with 70.
Okay.
And the 2 factors what we need to consider, especially looking at these adversarial changes, the technology changes. One is the experience and second is the service. How you service your customer, how you able to address his needs. Because in 100 years ago, it was a personalized service. 50 years ago, due to industrialization, it's a mass production. It's a non-personalized service. Again, we are coming into the era of personalized service. So this personalized service and experience, this play 2 major roles in determining your face.
Thank you. Kunal.
I would agree with them 70-30.
Okay, very good.
And my key to the 2030 vision would be integration, where technology, your backend, your social media and everything is synced together.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Nabangkur. Yeah.
So for me and for the kind of business that we handle, so I think by 2030, we'll all have a online presence and we'll be omnipresent. So as long as I retain more customer in my ecosystem and I make profit, we are good to go with whatever percentage it comes.
But your prediction?
Okay.
Percentage?
Yeah, I think percentage wise, yes, of course, around, I think online will be more than 30. It will be for my kind of business. So wireless phone is there and laptop is there.
60-40, okay.
Yeah.
Approximately.
Approx,
Okay.
yeah.
And your success factor is?
Personalizing technology.
Personalization
and customer experience.
Okay. Experience and personalization. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'll also agree to that 30-70 thing.
Okay, very good.
So I think that that will depend on, I have to keep on innovating on my existing business and then service, because our product need a lot of service. Service is one thing that cannot be replaced. So that's why that 70% will remain in offline mode only.
Service cannot be replaced. Very good. We'll go to Subir. Yeah, Subir.
As I said before, I think for the common bicycles, it will be 70-30. But for the high end, it should be 50-50.
Oh, 50-50 for the high end, huh?
For high ends, yes.
Yeah.
And
nice.
The biggest challenge will be, because bicycles, like a motorcycle or a car, need periodic service. So giving service to the online customer, physical service,
Okay.
that will be a biggest challenge. And that has to be evolved from nowadays. Maybe the service will come to your home, not you take the bike or motorbike to the service station. Something like that.
Excellent. Tarini ji.
Higher the online services, happier I'll be. but
More online, more happier
yeah,
Tarini ji would be, obviously.
but
Yeah.
I think we will be anything between 30 to 40%.
Online.
Yeah,
That means
online.
70-30.
Yeah.
Okay.
And only the factor for me is on-time delivery.
On time?
Delivery and the return policy of the company.
On time delivery. Okay.
And the return policy or the servicing policy of the company.
Okay. So you know what? I have got the mantra for success for 2030. Okay, वो आ गया है इसमें. And I'll give that mantra, but you'll have to wait for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of us have told 70-30. So by 2030, what is the future of shopping? So by 2030, 70% of the business would be offline and 30% would be online. आज कितने जन का business 30% online है? Okay, so you will be moving towards that, so be prepared. And we have got partners out here who will help you to take you to that 30%. So it's not either or. मैं जाऊँ या नहीं जाऊँ, नहीं आपको जाना ही है, नहीं तो जाना है. You know, it's like that way. Next, we have got in certain categories 60-40. So that is also something which we have to ponder on. But I will go by what the majority says here with all the experience, and 10% here and there is the a standard error which I would like to consider. So what are the success factors for winning 2030? So we will have to have technology for sure, that goes without saying. We are going, if you want to succeed, then you'll have to get into tier 3 and 4, the Bharats of the world from India. So we have got only 7 years, you can say 60 plus another 24, 84, 90 odd months left with us. Experience is something which cannot be denied. Integration across horizontal, vertical, all types of integration within the organizations and with all the stakeholders is something which is very important. Personalization. In the starting, our chairman and CEO did speak about personalization. So that is an imperative. Umbrella which I want, or a bicycle which I want, or the food that I want has to be personalized to me. For that, all the communication has to come to me. And who is going to do that? And that's what we have seen throughout the day when our partners made that presentation. Innovation. If you don't innovate, you are going to perish. Something which is, continuous, it has to be a continuous effort. On-time delivery. Now see, delivery isme kaise? Not everybody does delivery, but each and every product category will have to do delivery. They are doing. In some categories it is less, in some categories it is more. This 70-30 जो बोल रहे हैं हम लोग, ये 30% क्या है? ये 30% तो delivery तो है जो हमको देना है. That is the online part. But in 70% also, the customer will come, he will buy, he'll have a big basket with him, but he'll leave it there and says, okay, please make this happen in 3 hours time, what Reliance is exactly doing. And then we have to get return policy. All of you will have to have that returns policy. More and more the customer gets educated, and more online, you will have to have a very, very strong return policy, and as per the customer also. Last but not the least is the word that is the winning word. And what is that word? I'm talking from this panel, and that word is service. Okay? अगर आपने सर्विस दिया तो कस्टमर आपके पास हमेशा रहेगा. This is what has come out of this. Most of our panelists have said that we will have to give that service in whichever category you are. Even if you are selling online, you will have to give service. Even if you are selling offline, you will have to give service. And this is what the core of what is the future of shopping vision 2030 is all about. With this, I would like to thank all my panelists for sharing, their wonderful ideas and insights with us today. And I would like to, do the vote of thanks here also. Thank you everyone for coming to, Kolkata Retail Summit and making it a big success. I am thanking all my panelists who have been a part of this, all the national committee members, the Kolkata East India committee members, all our partners, and all our team members and ecosystem and stakeholders who have been integral in making this Kolkata Retail Summit a success. With this, I would like to thank all of you again for making this event and this panel a successful one. Thank you.